Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we'll listen to a short conversation between two friends, Daniel and Mia, and explore the English people use when life feels heavy. Let's begin.
Daniel, can I ask you something a bit personal?
Of course, what's going on?
Lately, I feel like I've hit a wall. I wake up, go to work, come home, and it feels like I'm just going through the motions.
Hit a wall? That sounds serious.
Not serious, just exhausting. I'm not unhappy, but I'm not excited either. It's like I've lost my spark.
Do you think it's your job?
Maybe. I mean, it's stable. It pays the bills. But I don't feel challenged anymore, and the idea of starting over scares me.
So you feel torn?
Exactly. Part of me wants to take a leap of faith. The other part wants to play it safe.
That's a tough spot to be in.
Yeah, and the worst part? I can't tell if I'm being careful or just afraid.
Sometimes those two feel the same.
I keep telling myself to figure things out, but the more I think, the more overwhelmed I get. It's like I'm stuck in my own head.
Maybe you don't need all the answers right now.
Then what do I need?
Maybe just clarity about one small thing. Not your whole future, just your next step.
That sounds manageable.
You don't have to change your life overnight. Just don't ignore that feeling. It's there for a reason.
Yeah, I guess I need to stop brushing it aside.
Exactly. Listen to it, slowly. You don't have to rush. Now let's take a closer look at some of the expressions we heard in that conversation. The first expression is, hit a wall. When you say you've hit a wall, it means you've reached a point where you simply can't move forward anymore. You feel blocked. You feel stuck. For example, someone might say, I've been studying for hours. I've hit a wall. It's not something dramatic. It's more like a quiet kind of frustration. Your mind is tired, and you just can't continue for the moment. Now let's look at another expression. Go through the motions. When someone says they are going through the motions, it means they are doing things automatically. They're still working. They're still following their routine. But emotionally, they're not really present. There's no real excitement, no real energy. For example, after the breakup, I was just going through the motions at work. You're functioning, but it doesn't feel like you're truly living. Next is the phrase, lose your spark. This is a very emotional expression. When you say you've lost your spark, it means you've lost the excitement or passion you once had. It doesn't mean you're deeply depressed. It simply means your inner energy feels dimmer than before. For example, I used to love painting, but somewhere along the way, I lost my spark. Now let's talk about the phrase, take a leap of faith. When you take a leap of faith, you decide to do something risky, even though you're not completely sure what will happen. There are no guarantees. You simply trust yourself and move forward. For example, I took a leap of faith and started my own business. Another useful expression is, play it safe. This means choosing security instead of taking a risk. Sometimes we want to try something new, but fear makes us stay with a safer option. For example, I wanted to move abroad, but in the end, I decided to play it safe. Next, we have the phrase, a tough spot to be in. When someone says they are in a tough spot, it means they are in a difficult or uncomfortable situation. Not necessarily a disaster, just a position that feels emotionally difficult. For example, being the middle child in an argument between two friends is a tough spot to be in. Now let's look at the phrase, stuck in my own head. This expression describes overthinking. It's when you think so much about something that your thoughts start trapping you. Instead of helping you decide, your thoughts create more confusion. For example, before big decisions, I sometimes get stuck in my own head. And finally, the expression, brush it aside. When you brush something aside, you ignore it. You pretend it isn't important. You push the feeling or problem away instead of dealing with it. For example, I kept brushing aside my stress until I finally got sick. Before we finish, let me ask you something. Are you truly moving forward in life, or are you simply going through the motions? If there's a feeling inside you that keeps returning, maybe it's something you shouldn't brush aside. You don't need to figure out your whole life tonight. Sometimes all you need is one honest thought. That's enough for now. Thank you for being here. Take care of your mind and take things one step at a time. See you in the next episode.